have a little fun. I don't know why you're here. John set me up, but he didn't set me up on the budget. So, he's not paying me very much. And so if I don't have any fun, it's going to be a lost hour for me. So I'm going to have fun, and I hope you have a little. You know, it's very interesting to me to be allowed to share with you, because it's been a long time since I was in a classroom as a student. And I'm glad to be here. I think that the one thing that we ought to be taught, we never get around to. In my way of thinking, there's only one thing you can't change about your life. You don't have to finish out this class if you don't want to. You don't have to go home. You don't have to stay in Southern California. You don't have to stay in California. You don't have to stay in the United States. You can change everything about your life but one. You're stuck with you. World without end. Amen. It's a hell of a outlook, isn't it? Stuck with you forever. And it would seem that it would be rather one of the first things that they'd teach us when we come into this world. How to be friends with ourselves. They teach us everything else, but how to be friends with ourselves. To be able to live comfortably, peacefully, and joyously with us. Me with me and you with you seems to me to be the pearl of great price. And we never get around to it, seems like. I didn't get around to it until I was quite considerably older than anybody in this class, including the professor. So, I like to talk about it a little bit. Now, I am one who believes that there's only one problem in life. One problem that includes all problems, and one answer that includes all answers. Now, that's oversimplification, isn't it? But that's the way it appears to me. There's one problem that includes all problems, and one answer that includes all answers. And the problem is the feeling of conscious separation from. The feeling of conscious separation from, you might say, from what? From everything. Life, good, God, which to me are synonymous terms. From each other, and eventually from ourselves. Conscious separation. The feeling of conscious separation from is very likely the best definition of the human ego you'll ever hear. I thought it was mine for a long time, but I found it in writings that are supposed to be some 10,000 years older than Jesus. So I had to give up the authorship of that. Much to my chagrin, I thought I'd really coined a good definition. The feeling of conscious separation from. Best definition of human ego you'll ever hear. Here am I, big me, little me, smart me, dumb me, rich me, poor me, against the whole world. I have to outthink, outperform, and outmaneuver in order to eke out a miserable living out of an unfriendly universe. Conscious separation. All fear, all frustration, all dis-ease, all disease, and all insecurity, I think, are caused by that one thing. And the only answer, perhaps, that there is to this thing called life is just the reverse of that. A feeling of conscious unity with, living in, a part of this great thing called life. Unity is the answer, and conscious separation is the problem. I was taught, when I was being taught, that we had to get out here in what they call the salt mine and deliver the goods first and best in order to get along. The very cliches of life. The early bird gets the worm. The devil takes the hindermost. You got to be there firstest with the mostest. Sets us up for a competitive life. A competitive life. That's why they call that thing out there the salt mine or the rat race. Now, they even quoted the Bible on that. You have to earn your living by the sweat of your brow. You know, earn your bread, it says in the good book. By the sweat of your brow. And so, in order to outthink, outperform, and outmaneuver, you have to have good education. And that's what you're getting, good education. So that you can outthink, outperform, and outmaneuver. So, I happen to have been born in a family that's too poor to paint and too proud to whitewash. And we had very, very little to start with. And in order to live, you had to get, you had to become something, to be known as and to have something. So I went out to get the things I thought I was born without. And I spent my first 30 years doing it according to the formula that I was taught.
Thanks, Chuck. That's good.